Hi YouTube, it's Molly, and I'm here to answer some more questions. I'm almost done with them, I promise. I think one more video after this, and I should have answered everybody's questions, I hope. So today is some questions specific to the sleeve, or weight loss surgery. So the first one is, how far post-op are you, and where are you from? So I'm 6 weeks post-op. You can go back and watch. I've done weekly updates since the beginning. So 6 weeks post-op, and well, it'll be 6.5 now. I'm from Erie, Pennsylvania. I go to school in Worcester, Massachusetts, but I'm currently working at Texas A&M. So whichever one of the three answers you want to pick, that's where I'm from. Why did you choose the sleeve surgery over the others? So I did a video on this, but it was very quiet and not very well organized, so I will briefly discuss it again. Originally, I wanted lap band. I did not ever consider gastric bypass, and I literally looked at sleeve once, said, it is permanently changing my body. They're taking things out of my body. I don't want it. If they're cutting things out, I don't want it. So, and I remember even sitting in the surgeon's office waiting for a surgeon's consult with my mother. And I told her, looking at the lap band consult, I don't care what he says, I'm never going to get anything more severe than the lap band. I don't think I used severe, more, just permanently changing things, I guess is what I was going for. And then I went into my surgeon's consult and came out completely crushed. A little excited, but completely crushed, because he said he did not recommend the sleeve for me at all. He would go, or he didn't recommend the lap band for me at all. He wouldn't really suggest bypass either. He really thought that sleeve was the thing for me to go with. And he gave a couple of reasons that were really motivating, I guess, for me to look into sleeve, because before I hadn't even really researched. I didn't put the research into the sleeve that it deserved. And I mean, luckily, I didn't realize I was going to get into a consult so soon. I thought I was going to do it when I came back from Morocco, and the surgeon's office was like, no, we'll just shove you in now. You're interested? You're going to be here in the States for 4 more days. Let's do it tomorrow. So, I was expecting to have a few more months to research before I went in. But anyways, what he told me was that I had too much weight to lose for the lap band to help me. That it was possible that I could lose it with the lap band, but it was going to be much more of a struggle. And he thought that age played a large role in which surgery to pick for me. And I'm actually going to do another video on all of the things that being on the younger side of weight loss surgery patients encompasses, but for the purpose of this video, I will stick to the decision on what surgery. And that is, he said the lap band he doesn't recommend, because it's a foreign body that you're putting in your body potentially for the next 60, 80 years. I mean, what if I live to be 80? That lap band could potentially be in my body for 60 plus years. That's a long time for your body to have such an extensive foreign body in it. At any point in time, your body can just reject and have an issue with it. And the most convincing thing he gave me was that, and I don't know if this is how all lap band surgeons do it, I have no idea, but how he does his lap bands, and potentially other people, I have no idea, is he showed me the picture and he said, when everybody sees these pictures, they think that when I go in there, all I do is wrap that band around and put the pour in. But on your stomach, people think that all that happens is that band gets wrapped around. And he said that's not the case at all. He says they put the band around, but then in order to hold that in place, they take a lower portion of the stomach and like flip it up over and sew it around so that that band can't slide back and forth. So there's sewing involved. You know, there's sutures there, and it instantly became a more extensive surgery than I really thought it was. Still not nearly as much as bypass, but knowing that was occurring kind of made me think, okay, maybe this is closer to the sleeve. You know, it's almost more on the same level as the sleeve, and I really do need to look into the other options. And he said because of that folding over and sewing that happens, a lot of scar tissue forms, and if I had, you know, decided to go to sleeve, which he said a lot of people have, there's the potential that they couldn't go to the sleeve because of the scar tissue. And I think those things really sold me on, at least at the time, into looking into the sleeve more, because I was like, I didn't know those things about the lap band. I had no idea that skin gets folded up over and that's what holds it in place. And that made it different to me. And then the other thing is, and I keep searching for a different word to use than natural, but I haven't come up with anything else. And out of the 3 surgeries, the sleeve seems like the most natural thing. And I still don't really quite like that word natural. It's not really coming out exactly with what I want. But when you look at the 3, the lap band is putting a foreign body in your body. The bypass is rerouting things that were designed to be that way for a reason. And the sleeve restricts. Growing up, I remember I was probably like, I don't know age. I remember telling my mother, and I'm sure she will remember when she watches this video, that I was like, if they could just make my stomach smaller, I'd be fine. I could be skinny if I could just have some of my stomach removed. Now that's a thing, and I've had that. That's amazing to me. So it seems like the most natural thing out of the 3, because all it does is reduces the size of your stomach, and as compared to inserting a foreign body or rerouting things, it seems like the most natural thing for your body. And to me, that means less complications and potential long-term outcomes. And if I ever think of a better word, I will come up with it, because I realize that, you know, surgically altering your stomach in any way, shape, or form, band, sleeve, or bypass, is not natural. But I guess if you had to put it on a scale from like natural to like artificial plastic material, you know, it's more natural. I'll think about that. I'll come up with something else. So yeah, that's why I chose the sleeve. I highly recommend, you know, listening to what your surgeon has to say and his reasonings. And but to me, I didn't want the complications from bypass. He didn't want me to have the complications from bypass, being only, well, at the time when I saw him, I was 19 when I went for my consult. And he said, you're too young to have those kind of complications for who knows how many years. If you have, you know, things that go on and on and on, or, you know, because you're young, that band's going to be there forever, which gives you the potential for a lot of band erosion and other problems. So, yeah. Last question is, what is your opinion on whether or not you should undereat your sleeve? I've thought about this one a lot, and it kind of bleeds into a question that people really do not agree on, which is that you can or can't stretch your sleeve. This also goes along with my opinion on being natural. The sleeve is still a natural occurring part of your body, a lot of muscle that can stretch back out. Most of us stretch the stomach in the first place. It is still the same muscle. It can happen again. And yes, it is the tougher portion of the stomach. It's going to be harder to do it, but I don't believe it's impossible. I don't believe it's going to be easy to do it, but I don't believe it's impossible. And because of that, and because of all of the reasons that I went through the surgery, I'm not going to risk that. Even if it wasn't true, why would I risk that, or why would I want to be pushing in way more than I should be? So I think there's a difference between undereat and overeat. I don't necessarily want to say that I want to undereat my sleep, at least not at this stage in the game. I'm eating until I'm satisfied, not until I'm full. I'm eating until I'm satisfied, and I'm calling it a day at that. And that's my nutritionist rule. When you're satisfied, you're done. You don't go until you're full. When you're satisfied, you're done. And maybe as time progresses and I can eat a little bit more, I may try to keep my portions the same. Not entirely sure about that, but I don't want to overeat my sleep. I don't intend to trying to shove way more down than possible, and taking hours to eat a meal because I really want some pizza. I don't intend to be shoving down more than my sleep allows. I got the sleep for a reason. That's so that I could eat less, so that I could lose weight and finally be happy. I intend to eat less, lose weight, and finally be happy. And I'm not going to reverse that. So overeating isn't in my plan. Undereating, potentially. The definition of undereating your sleep is kind of different for everybody, but right now I'm eating until I'm satisfied, and then I'm being done. So if that fits into your definition of under eating your sleeve, then yes. Which is kind of ironic because I'm burping because I just ate. I'm sorry. I'm always doing that. I always eat and then make a video because you can't drink right after you eat, so I might as well talk, because if I talk to a camera later, then that's taking time out when I could be drinking. So planning accordingly. People keep asking me how I get in 120 ounces a day. Plan accordingly. I'm sorry if I burp a lot in my videos, but sometimes things are moving around and yeah, right there. Sometimes I have things in my videos because I tend to eat and then do this, but it's planning accordingly. Last thing I really want to talk about really quickly, because this is already getting long. This is an extra large shirt. I bought this here because it was on clearance for $5. I was like, someday I might fit into this. It fits. That's amazing. It's not like loose. I probably shouldn't have worn it in public, but it wasn't so tight that I didn't. I wore it in public today, and I actually didn't feel uncomfortable about it. It was actually okay. I'm kind of amazed. Extra large shirt. Don't remember the last time that happened. So that's motivation to undereat your sleep right there. Anyways, have a great day, guys. I will talk to you all soon.